The God of Calvinism is a capricious, selfish God. I'm thankful, so thankful. I had been brainwashed temporarily by the Calvinist doctrine until I read up on the theology of the early church fathers. Thank God, I read up on the early church fathers because they totally disproved the unconditional election stuff. And the God of the early church fathers is much more loves everybody, loves sinners. The God of Calvinism only loves whom he chooses to love, and the rest he chooses. The God of Calvinism creates a creation, knowing full well that 2/3 of the creation will end up burning in hell forever, only so that 1/3 of the creation can praise him. And they have their reasons why he does that. But here's an illustration that really fucking pisses me off every time I hear it. It makes me want angry. It makes me want to curse and swear. Because the first time I heard it, when I was in such torments, terrified I was going to hell, terrified I had committed the unpardonable sin, in utter terror. I went to bed in terror, woke up in terror. Spiritual torment like you'd never believe. And I was listening to Paul Washer, Charles Lauder, the Calvinist, and more importantly than that, I was reading Calvinist doctrine, believing that God hates. I'm not saying he doesn't hate sinners, but he loves sinners too. R.C. Sproul, John Piper, and you see John Piper's farce of life with his son Abraham Piper. Anyways, this is the illustration that fucking pisses me. It makes me angry because I readily believed it because I was so loaded with terror. I was willing to believe anything just as long as I could find out I had not committed the unpardonable sin. I was willing to say, yes, this is true. Everything God does, if he murders somebody, it's good. And, I will say, if God kills people, he has that right. He's God. He gave us breath. But the God of Calvinism is superficial. His love is superficial love. Like the guy who dates the girl only because she's hot and rich. Does not care about who she is. That's the God of Calvinism. Yes, I believe, but it goes deeper than what the Calvinists want to believe. Their theology is shallow. If you explore the theology to the truth, you'll find God is more loving than you ever can imagine. But here's the illustration that fucking pissed me off. He's like, you got 10 murderers. It's good that all 10 of them should die because they committed murder. It is good to execute them. It would be bad not to execute them. But if you, out of the goodness of your heart, pardon 6 of those murders so that they pardon, that's good. But you didn't have to pardon one of them, but you did anyways because out of the goodness of your heart. So what's wrong with this illustration? Number one, the pardon of God goes deeper than that. That as a parable in the mouth of fools, as the legs of the lame are unequal, so is a parable in the mouth of fools. Okay, if you pardon those criminals, those murders, that's still going to be a murder at heart. Okay, this is the way it should go. If you have 10 murderers, it's good that they all should die for murder. But if you pardon 6 of them and change them in the inside so they no longer want to murder, they're sorry that they murdered in the first place, and they'll never murder again in their lives. That's good. That's really good. But if you only save 6 of them, when you can have saved 10 of them, that's foul. That's foul. You're good. Yeah, it's good, but it's not totally good. Because if you're totally good, you'd have done that the same for all 10 of them. But it's the glory of God that men be damned, so we can see what would have happened to us had we not been saved. I lost my train of thought. But then the glory of God is love is not. If God is love, then what shouldn't love and everybody do more to glorify the glory of God than letting them be damned so He can use them as a showcase to the redeemed in heaven, see what God's wrath is like? The Calvinist God believes that God punished, that God gave all His hatred to Christ on the cross. He hated, He punished, they believe God actually suffered eternal damnation for each one of us who were saved on the cross. So why in the fuck, if that be true, could not have God saved everybody and let us look back in time at Jesus and what He suffered through to know how awful the wrath of God is against sin? If even His own Son, God had to punish for sin, wouldn't God, that would make God more awesome than the Calvinist God is today? I could think of that. How come your Calvinist God couldn't think of this? God, are you really real? I, however, believe God truly does want to save everybody, but He has requirements that must be met, requirements of faith. Yes, to His glory, but He truly wants everybody to be saved. If He could save everybody, He would jump at it. That's why I gotta believe. I gotta believe in that God.